You know it's bad when you're a female and you stick your fingers up yourself and you throw up, right? There are. I can't say women. I can't call you a woman. There's a makeup of a woman, and it's not you. You must be a male, or no? I believe you're just a male, and I think that a lot of you aren't getting touched or even spoken to by men because you made them sick in some way. Whether this is spiritually sick, physically sick with an STD, or they got close to your shit and threw up. Governmental experiment. I may take my time with this and pause it often. I want to get as precise. I want my information to be as precise as it possibly can be. Doped up and drunked up. No. I can feel that, yeah, I'm part of an experiment to force me to be an alcoholic and force me to be a drug addict. I can immediately feel that somebody wanted to do that. No, it's a generational curse for you. And I don't know. I don't really care. Joey. Disturbed by her, and dear. I see Joey, Tit, I see Tito. That's what it is. Joey, Tito, and deer. I want to put this where you can see it. Can you all see this? All right. Let's talk about this with governmental experiment. Besides all these moon rituals is the first thing that I felt. I believe they want me to touch on my last message. Maybe they wanted to be more specific about it. With all this darkness that's happening, with the government experiments. What is this? With the judicial system in reverse. I also believe that the individuals they chose to do this experiment on were those who have these gifts where you can close your eye and see. You have the all-seeing eye. I don't believe that it's one individual. I don't believe it's one God. I believe that there are many. I don't even like using the term God and devil anymore. I think it's just a bunch of supernatural beings who are crazy gifted in certain areas. Some of these are children. This is the mother thing. This is the, hey, listen. Now, some of this shit started in the maternity ward where babies were swapped. That was one experiment. I want to go over the things that I found out as they come into my mind. Let's put this child with that child. I'm guessing that the parents were special. DNA is crucial. They have people in the government who they specialize in certain things, we'll say. Let's swap the children, see how this one works out in this home. Then, after they see that the child, because when you're like this, I believe that you are super gifted. When they do this shit to you, they may put you in the hood somewhere. You may wind up in Compton, and you were born into wealth. To see how you handle it. The thing is, when you're a certain type of individual, I believe you can handle just about anything. And I also believe that this experiment is going to shit because you can't break certain individuals. And the system is crumbling because of it. So here's the mom. Mom. I'm not going to put signs out there. Here's the mother, and then what happens now? This is money. Now, you know what I believe too? I believe a lot of the mothers who did this. A lot of the females that I said trapped these males with these, just give me a baby. I said that a lot of you were over in the military. There was a draft, and what was it back then? This is for the people who didn't watch that reading from possibly, what is it, 8, 9 months ago? Maybe even further, the reading where I said this experiment started, or they took advantage of the men leaving and being drafted. Now here are these women who you wanted to be housewives. You didn't want to work. You had no desire to go to college or work or anything. How can I trap this man? How can I do it? Some of you tried trapping these men by actually getting pregnant, and you weren't supposed to trap this man, so the universe took the child from you, and you couldn't just see that as a message. You kidnapped certain children. For others, you had someone that you knew who was secretly working in the government who offered you money every month to take a child and neglect that child intentionally. Then what happens is a lot of these moms, they had their own. They didn't like the child. There's no bond there because it's not your fucking child. That's why. So you argue, you get agitated. There's nothing. There's no cord connected there. There was no umbilical cord connected. It's a big deal. What happened? You wind up getting pregnant again. Now this time, the universe, this is your karma, the universe allows this pregnancy to come to fruition. Why? So you could be that hectic, overwhelmed mom now since you wanted to trap this man. Now what happened? A lot of you men, you went AWOL. Or you got dishonorable discharge. You felt, husband, look, you felt the need to rush back and handle, because back then that's what men did. They handled their responsibilities. Now you're stuck in a life that wasn't meant for you. The mothers didn't tell you about the money. They didn't tell you about all the money. This is why I have such a problem with women. Not only did you trap these men and take them away from a life, for some of them, they were supposed to fight, and they would have wound up highly ranked in the military by now, decorated, if it wasn't for you. That was part of a lot of these guys' destiny. Fucking damn it. A part of their destiny was to be. Maybe that's why also the military seems to have gone to shit. Look, husband and wife. Yay. I'll stay home and sew, and I'll cook. Let's find out what else she did. Tito and Joey, you could be the next target for this experiment and not even realize it. You had a whole new life. Look at this. Here I go, right? I want to be a wife. I'm not sure I want to be a mom. I want money and I don't want to do anything to get it. I need a husband. I want to be the wife. And let me get out of my parents' house. They were strict back then. Truth. This is even forging signatures. This would be, to me, birth certificates or forged documents with the Ace of Swords. With this. Yep. Sign here. You had to sign something, right? Was it the kind of thing where if you didn't comply, you were threatened with being arrested? That's what someone will say. It may not have been that. I'm not sure. But that's what some women who are about to get exposed for doing this to your husband, you would rather go with that. Oh, I'm glad she said that. That's what someone immediately, oh, I'm glad she said that. I can go with that because I feel like he knows and he's about to question me on this. And I didn't want to be by myself, you know. It feels to me like you wanted to be alone anyway, This is how you want it to be. I want it to be this. This happened to fall right underneath the Queen of Pentacles. I want to one up my sisters. I want to be the first one that gets married. I don't want my body to go to shit. I really don't want the baby. Some of you wound up getting rid of this child yourself, and you thought that this man was going to marry you, and he wouldn't marry you. Things were different back then. They cared about what their parents think. Yeah, we refuse to let you marry this woman unless she's pregnant. A different set of beliefs, right? Yeah, that would have been, look, some of you thought you were going to make it in the entertainment industry. You wanted to live a certain way. Look at the housewife. Look at the dress there. Swing on down to Ideal. They're showing the old commercials. If you've got a passion for fashion, if you've got a craving for savings. Now, what else was supposed to happen is, look, you see this guy? You see he looks about 70. Here I am finding this shit out now. Look at this shit. I walk with a cane up. I'm damn near gone. And now I find out there may be, but I'm not positively certain, for those of you who like to pick apart everything people like me say, there may be a situation where, see this woman here together? This is everything that he was supposed to have right here. I'm not putting signs out there at all, but this is, you don't get better than this. You may just wind up getting this shit. I think that for a lot of you men, you could have already been with the woman or met the woman you were destined to be with. You were brought together by some and then boom, in it comes. And I'm not saying that this woman here forced her way. I guess it's different. Every one of your situations were different. Some of you were already dating. You weren't supposed to be with them. That's why there was all kinds of problems. That was the universe going, no. For others of you, you were with or already spent time with the woman that you were supposed to spend your life with so that you would have a better outcome. And this one intervened. This is a very conniving, I don't even need for those cards to come out. It's a very conniving, sneaky Julian. Now on top of this shit with the children is another experiment. I don't know if this was taking place at the same time. It feels to me like it could have been a little bit later, but who knows, man? Who knows? They're going to make a movie. They're going to make shows about this. They're going to have to. They're running out of content. The shit's getting ridiculous. Some of these shows and movies I see, I know that a lot of you are iffy on speaking about this. If somebody could make a movie or some shows don't allow yourself to be threatened or blackmailed. 100% facts of what you find out. It would be great. Some of these people I'm drawn to this mosaic here came from other countries, and this is for citizenship that they did this shit. They had to partake in this experiment. Look at this shit. We are the world. We are the children. Look at this shit. Some of you wound up with 10 motherfuckers. Yeah. And it turns out that your wife is actually the snake here. You got a whole squad. Please tell me, you're the men, and I understand it. I don't believe in fate and destiny. Take out the money part. Some of you were destined to not be wealthy, but to have a profound impact on this world and society. Well, he goes to work, and look what I go shopping. I do the housewives. Wisteria Lane type of shit. And it would have for some of you, with the amount of money they were offering your wives that you didn't know about, or she was putting some away on the side. This is why she started pulling away from you. And in her eyes, this is my job. I make more money than you do. I heard in my mind, and I'm not positively sure, that the shit started out as $5,000 a week for the first few months, and then $5,000 a month for the rest of the time that you have that child. Now, this could be if you feel like you're the child of this, you're the victim as well. The only victims here aren't the mothers. That's what my belief is, the fathers and the children. And the fathers don't have any connection with at least one child. That would be the experimental child. Yeah? And what he was supposed to have, he wouldn't have had to work so much. But here's the thing. If I keep some of this money and possibly sleep with the guy who told me about this experiment on the side, and maybe some of his goddamn friends, the whore that I am, I believe that he wouldn't have to work as much, but then he'd be around more. I got to keep him busy because now the kid's growing up and looks nothing like him. Yeah, that's why some of you, your children had contacts, colored contacts at very young age. Something was up where they had to make it look like something else. The whole life is just, let me conform to what this thing is that I presented him with. Maybe when things get tough, could you go work? Like, you work part-time. I mean, I have the kids to take care of. What happened? You know, if your children wanted to move out early, because usually the dynamic between the mom is egregious. I need to leave, I can't stay here with her. And you're at work all day, and now the mom makes up stories about the shit that you've done, and I don't want to deal with it, right? Back then, men were like, I just don't want to freaking deal with it. This is how old school shit was. Now, I don't know what's going on now with dads now. A little too young. Stop sticking your dicks in them. This here, though, do something. It's not even about the money. It feels to me like now she or he's working. I'm not even sure this experiment was done on both boys and girls, but I feel like it was. My belief is that it was targeted more toward females, as we live in a society that I think shuns women from being successful and professional and right? And no, I can't find that. It's nice. Excuses. Now they wind up taking this shit out on the kids. If your children wanted to move out at 15 and 16 and your wife you could be, in hindsight now, why was she so against? Why did she hate her or him being there? But when they wanted to move out or move in with a friend, or some of you it was your friend's parents because the shit was so bad. Why were you trying to now all of a sudden make up and make things right, Mom? Is it because maybe when that child officially moved out, your payment stopped? You had a handler as well. Here we go. That was the next one. Wait, that I was going to touch on, gender. Why would we now start messing with gender? Maybe the women started thriving. Maybe all of them did. This experiment didn't work. A certain bloodline, a certain DNA, they thrive in chaos. They thrive anywhere. They adapt. They conform. They don't. You don't. I'm one of them, so I'm speaking from me about most of you who feel like this is you. You can throw me in any situation, and I'm gonna thrive. I'm gonna master that shit. Master, ascended masters. I don't prefer drama. You're the type of children where you either raised your siblings and got the worst part of this woman possible. Experiment failed. But what do now? They keep experimenting on you as you get older. This is the system of we will prove that we broke you. Now, with this thing with the dad and the daughters, I feel like it was supposed to ruin the dynamic between women and men. The same thing. You put these types of beings, which are the special ones, that they're supposed to be where some of you are, and the way that you got there isn't the way that these people would have gotten there. They would have done it right. It's natural for them. But now there's a disconnect between these individuals. They get older now. Some of them cross paths and meet, and they were They were supposed to be with each other. Can't have that. Now we have to intervene with them. Maybe some of them, let them get married. Let's see what they accrue together. This is what I'm hearing from somebody. Well, hold on. Let's see. Maybe we can benefit off of these too. And then we'll separate them and their children and so on and so forth. It's addiction to power and money, and we said so. No. The gender thing, right. Well, it seems like these women, when they get with these men, is it true that behind every successful man is a strong woman who loved him endlessly and tirelessly, unconditionally? I believe it's true. We can't have that. Now we have to change genders and place men secretly with men that look like women, because that would make them gay. And they're not gay. This is why you're not getting along with your wives and shit. They're really a man. It's a that you're not interested in. I see tits. I see this. But I'm not attracted. I have to force myself to be with this individual. Am I gay? No, that's actually a fucking man. Think about it. No. I don't want to get to this. I'm okay with you going to work every day. I have everything I need on top of me. I don't really need to go to work. Why not? Because I'm getting paid by the government. And then what happens is somebody that you know is connected to this shit with your wife. And she winds up breaking him off money so that he doesn't wind up. It just becomes this constant robbing Peter to pay Paul, but with information. Keeping information in. Anyway, this is to help some of you older men. And for some of you, they're trying to do this to you now. I would stay single. I would say fuck having children. I don't need it. I don't need a child. I would rather make money instead. What do you wind up having 5, 6 kids you can't stand? Most of them aren't yours. They're your friends or your brothers or your friggin' cousins and shit anyway. And now here's another secret. Most women are gone. Most natural born women are gone. The ones who can actually give birth. You'd be real surprised, some of you, to find out how many of your children are AI children. I believe that the government also, because you just have to win at all costs, right? The government created AI children. Just because they don't put that shit out there as much doesn't mean that some of your wives weren't offered money on the side or something to trap you with a child. They create a situation where you can't be there for the delivery. Just think about it. Be aware.